By the time we hit the mid-1990s, we'd experienced a multitude of wrestling games. Grapplers, beat-em-ups, full-motion video, barely recognizable pixels moving back and forth, and beautifully rendered sprites doing battle. But in 1995, the wrestling game entered the 3D world. Following on from Virtua Fighter in 1993 and Tekken in 1994, New Japan Pro Wrestling took a chance with a small, unknown video game developer named Yuke's Future Media Creators, a move that would change the pro wrestling video game genre forever. The result was 1995's Toukon Retsuden, or Fighting Spirit in English. Holding the title of the first fully 3D wrestling game, Toukon Retsuden both broke every expectation of a wrestling game and set the standard going forth. Perhaps the title is often overlooked by what came after, but it can't be denied its place in wrestling game history. The controls for the game are fairly simple, as you might expect for an early PlayStation title, mapped mainly to the face buttons. Triangle initiates a lockup, which is based on a rock-paper-scissors dynamic. I guess puroresu had some kind of basis in history after all. Triangle also initiates a submission, square runs, Irish whips your opponent and gets in and out of the ring. X performs a strike and circle hits a grappling maneuver. R1 and L2 allow you to do a taunt,
grandstanding and a hot dog,
and the trigger buttons change the camera angle at an alarming speed. One thing that becomes immediately apparent is that you have to be in exactly the right position to land a move, and hit detection isn't the game's strong point, to say the least. But you can't fault it too much for 1995 after all. The only gripe I can really find is the lack of variation in moves. You have your basic grapples and strikes by hitting circle or direction in circle, and when your opponent stumbles around like a salaryman on payday, you can hit an additional heavy move from in front and usually some sort of bridging suplex from behind. It's a good start, but you quickly tire of the lack of variety in moves once you've played a match or two. At least every character has their own moveset. The modes on offer are also limited. You can have a basic one-on-one match and that's it. No tag teaming, no extra match types, just one-on-one. You can compete for the IWGP title, but it's just a regular match, not a story mode. The game does keep track of who won and the stats for the IWGP title matches, which is great. The centerpiece here is the G1 Climax mode, but again, it's just a series of matches. It does keep track of the results, and you can even save the progress of the G1 so you don't have to play it all in one go, but all you get in the end is some credits as a reward. The roster has most of the big hitters from the New Japan roster at the time. There are some notable omissions, but that would be fixed in the coming sequels. We can choose from Tatsumi Fujinami, Riki Choshu, Keiji Muto, Masahiro Chono, Shinya Hashimoto, Hiroshi Hase, Kensuke Sasaki, Shino Kanishika, Jushin Thunder Liger, Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Koji Kanemoto, Scott Norton, and some secret characters in the forms of the Great Muta, Power Warrior, the ring announcer Kero Tanaka, and the referee Taiga Hattori. Tanaka and Hattori starting the tradition of giving non-wrestlers the most ridiculous movesets in the game. The background music benefits from the CD format of the PlayStation, and although there are no entrances in the game, we do get some actual theme music during some matches. Providing the ring announcements is the voice of New Japan at the time, Kero Tanaka, and occasionally during matches, you'll get the high-pitched wails of Japanese women calling out your fighter's name. They really went for realism on that one. Speaking of some unexpected features, the game has a plethora of cool additions that I wasn't expecting from such an early PlayStation title, including alternate costumes for some characters, being able to draw blood with enough damage to the head, some of the referee's neat animations, especially his cool roll after counting a pin, the ability to hold a submission until 5 if your opponent reaches the ropes, and to be able to hold on till 5 so you get disqualified, which is nice. Animations to whip each other into the guardrails outside, adjusting to do a complete 360 flip if your opponent gets up before you land a moonsault, different abilities depending on the weight of your character. For example, Jushin Liger can fly halfway across the ring, but Scott Norton's best aerial maneuver is a short-range elbow drop. And when playing as a Great Muta, you can even do the green mist, which stays on your opponent for the duration of the match. They can't even get that right in 2017! Yuke's didn't just write the rulebook here, they went above and beyond in creating the most realistic experience that could be delivered at the time. Toukon Retsuden was a landmark for the wrestling game genre, setting the bar for all to come. The game itself is simplicity incarnate, but in 1995 the game was groundbreaking, and even today it's still enjoyable to play. It comes with a highly recommended 3 Sasakis from us, and it's definitely worth playing. The game was just the beginning of a series that would last years, but that's for another video. So, we'll see you in episode 6. If you enjoyed this review, please leave us a like and maybe even subscribe. Sayonara.